This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is August 15th, 2014. Live continues to drive in the world of online video, at least according to Freewheel, whose Q2 video monetization report tracks ad views in online video. And boy, there was a huge increase in Q2. 81% of live ads were seen during sports in that quarter. World Cup, NBA and NHL playoffs, and Wimbledon, of course, all were taking place in Q2. And of course, a lot of that was taking place during the day, so we couldn't get to our television, so we chose to watch online. And now, the vast majority of that content, at least in the US, was only available through applications that are authenticated with your pay TV operator. You know them, you're probably using them: NBC Sports Live Extra and Fox Sports Go. You have to log in with your pay TV operator credentials there to see most of the content. Well, there was a huge increase in ad views through those platforms in Q2, 38% increase in fact in Q2, and this follows on a pretty big increase in Q1 of 25%. And of course, sports once again primarily responsible here. Sochi Winter Olympics and March Madness, of course, two of the biggest events taking place then. Freewheel also reported on the use of what they call OTT devices, but actually what they're really talking about here is game consoles and media players like Apple TV and Roku. Now, bearing in mind that Apple TV has sold about twice as many devices as Roku has, the numbers that Freewheel reported sure don't reflect that in usage. Ad views on the Roku box were 34% compared to the Apple TV, just 26%. Now, the game console was responsible for about 33% of views, just behind the Roku box. And Chromecast, the newest entry, was already at 7%. So this is some pretty good evidence here that Chromecast really is being used and is catching on with users. Now, other devices that Freewheel track ad views through, well, the usual suspects: PCs and tablets and smartphones. They gave some numbers there too, and Freewheel says that the PC, at least in the US, still dominates with 76% of ad views going through that platform. And the smartphone, a big increase as well to 13%, and the tablet now stands at 7%. Now, they also compared this to data that they've got from the UK, and the numbers are pretty different. They say that the 60% of ad views are to the PC in the UK versus 76% here in the US, and 17% to smartphone, and 15% to tablet. Now, the interesting thing was that the BBC also reports on this in their iPlayer data reports. And by the way, you can always get the latest BBC iPlayer data from the trackers portion of my website. So I went back and I looked at the most recent numbers for last month, and they said that 35% of video views were to the PC, 33% to the tablet, and 23% to the smartphone. So very, very different numbers. I wonder how these numbers can be so different. Well, there are two things to look at here. Freewheel is measuring ad views. That's the first thing. And the second thing, they're measuring across all content. So whether it be short or long content, they're measuring across all of that types of content. Well, the BBC is focused 100% on non-advertising supported content. And of course, it is primarily focused on long content. So that's probably explains why there's quite a big difference there. Now, is there a gamer in your household that's hogging the television? Well, Microsoft says that salvation is at hand if there is. They are releasing an update to Xbox One, which will allow Xbox One to stream live television to your smartphone or your tablet, provided you're inside your house, that is, later this year while the gamer continues to play their game. So you won't be interrupted from your television viewing. You'll need the Smart Glass app on your device, but it will support iOS, Android, and of course, Windows phones. Now, looking at Freewheel's data, this probably isn't a huge problem. Remember, just 4% of ad views seem to be going to game consoles and to media players. However, in those homes where it is a problem, it is probably grounds for divorce. So I'm sure they'll welcome this update in those homes. This has been Colin Dixon and nScreenNoise. We'll see you again next time.